the team in the locker room and at practice, and in comparisons to previous years after something like this happened, and individuals maybe that stepped up and were more verbal?
Dave, I think that we've handled it pretty well. Obviously Saturday was a bad morning for us, and we deserved exactly what we got. All of us, me, players, none of us performed very well. But the biggest takeaway that I saw from that game was the fact that I didn't feel like we tried or competed as hard when the game kind of got away from us. And I'm not saying that's negative to our players, but there's no way that you can look like you are unless your energy level is really high. And our energy level wasn't high. And when your energy level is not high, you look slow. And I thought that was certainly the case. I think our guys all recognized it. I think our guys hopefully will continue to learn each and every week on how to be better and what really wins. I think that we've won some close games this year that maybe we weren't outstanding, but we just kind of had some good fortune and kind of toughed it out and those sorts of things. But when you play good people like Texas, you better be turned up, especially when you're playing athletic teams like that if you're not turned up, you can look slow. And that's kind of what happened with us, I thought. And plus they played terrific. But I like practice yesterday. I liked practice yesterday. I thought Marcus didn't practice, but it was still a good practice. I thought the energy level was good. Film session was very good, even though it wasn't always positive, but it was very good, and the guys all took it the right way. So, we can get better through this. It's one game out of, 26 now, I think is where we max out now, but it's one game out of 26, and we got to look at it that way. We can't put too much emphasis on something. I'd much rather win 2 close games and lose one big one than the reverse role. So it's one game. It's a big deal, but it's not anything that is earth shattering or we can't recover from if we take care of business.
How is Marcus?
Is that Kenitra?
Yes.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good. We held him out yesterday, obviously, and today he's going to try to, go light today and just see where he is. And hopefully, if he feels good from that, then hopefully he'll be able to go tomorrow. But it's still day to day. There's no guarantee he'll play tomorrow, but there's also, if he holds up well today, there's also a good chance he will.
Coach, did you see any big shifts in the players during practice yesterday?
Any big shifts?
Yes, the players come in with a bigger energy, talking.
Oh yeah. I think whenever you get your butts handed to you, you usually come in, ready to fight and grind a little bit more. So yeah, I think that. I thought our attitudes were great yesterday. Now you also got to understand. From the outside perspective, we got this, we got to get this fixed immediately. That's not how it works. We had film, we had a 40-minute practice. In 40 minutes, you can't really tell that much and everything. And the most important thing is to have, minds and legs as fresh as possible going into playing your next game. So today will probably be more of a telltale sign on where we are from an emotional standpoint. But if we can't recover from this, we're the softest group of all time. This is what happens in sports, everybody. So I can't believe that our guys won't respond.
Coach, what are your thoughts on TCU? I think they're off to a 9-2 start. What have you seen in just your preparation for them?
They're good. Last 5 games, they've been very good. They won 5 in a row, and they beat Oklahoma State, Texas A&M. Obviously K-State on the road. They got a good team. Niermaier is leading the league in scoring. They got a freshman that's one of the most elite players, young kids in our league. And then of course, Samuels, all he does is get 10, 10, and 4. And he's capable of doing much more than that. So they've got nice pieces. They can stretch it. They shoot the 3. They defend the 3, and obviously, as we witnessed on Saturday, we didn't do a very good job of defending the three at all. So they definitely pose some challenges.
Bill, is Bryce out for the game?
Yeah, Bryce won't play. Yeah, I'll let you guys know when we think he could come back, but it's a situation that I hope it doesn't take 2 weeks before we start getting him back in, but I believe it could take up to that.
Bill, what do you think you guys can do to improve your 2-point shooting?
Well, probably shot selection a little bit. If you don't, we don't get easy baskets, Jesse. I mean, when's the last time we had a dunk? We've always been a team that could throw lobs, and this is not one of those teams, at least yet. We've always had a team that could throw it to a big guy and come away with 2 points. And you would think that through offensive rebounding and things like that maybe we could create some. But the thing that's so frustrating against Texas, Texas is really good. But if we were able to defend the first shot and rebound, that's an area we thought we could actually have some successes in transition. And we don't score well in transition, so at least yet. So and I'm not trying to. I mean, these are just facts. I mean, if we want to create easy baskets, throw the ball to the bigs, be able to get lobs or layups and score in transition some before defense is set. And those are 3 areas that we haven't been good at all year long yet. So there's obviously room for improvement there.
Is there one of those you feel like you can gain on pretty quickly?
I think transition. I mean, when's the last time we have really scored in transition? Last year we weren't any good in it. And this year we haven't been very good in it. And, you got to have some guys that can all, pass handle and shoot a little bit, but we're better than what we've displayed in that area. So, for the most part, when we have scored, it's been, our 5 playing against their 5. And in years past, and this isn't, Chink, you can't compare teams because this team doesn't have some of the pieces that other teams have had and that kind of stuff. But in years past, you could create speed angles to get all the way to the basket. You could create lob opportunities because, you get teams to help uphill. You could create, it's hard to throw a lob if teams don't help uphill. When you hedge a ball screen, the guy's dropping, it's hard to throw a lob. There's a lot of things that we don't do very well, but it's because of being scouted and those sorts of things. And we've got to come up and we got to do a better job of coming up with things to help them. But this is not, and not being negative, that's okay. I mean, we can be like other teams across America, and now we got to figure out a way to grind and win games in which, it doesn't go easy. And, when you don't make shots, it obviously puts a lot of pressure on our defense, but that's what's made our teams good in the past is that we wanted the pressure on our defense because our defense was usually better than the other team's offense, 9 out of 10 games or, many times 19 out of 20. And that certainly wasn't the case the other day, not even close. So we can talk about offense and everything, but there's a skill element that goes into offense that you can run great offense and come away with nothing, or you can run crap offense and come away with 3. That happens in sports. That happens in ball. But from a defensive standpoint, there's not that skill thing that should not allow us to be able to take away easy baskets, take away layups, take away angles, take away transition. I mean, teams are still going to make shots and they're still going to score, but not in the fashion that they did on Saturday.
Hey, is Jethro any closer to maybe more minutes or any more?
No, probably not. Probably not. That's a good question. In practice, he is. In game, still kind of like a baby colt. And you guys understand, Latrell and Jethro didn't play last year as their last year in high school. They're both hurt. So, I mean, and then they don't get a summer. They're just a little bit behind. I think Jethro is going to be a nice player for us in time, but probably not. Probably not right now. I can't believe, at this stage, playing him at the 5 would be better than having another guard in the game, whether it be Tristan or Tyon or whoever it is. So, but I hope he keeps improving. I hope that changes, but probably not yet though.
Coach, what would you like to see from David and Mitch tomorrow against TCU?
One thing that this sounds very, very easy. I'd like to see our bigs play to their size. Whether it's offensive or defensively, I like for play to their size. And I thought Mitch did some good things from an energy standpoint last game, but we're not. They don't have to. They don't have to score. They don't have to do a lot of things that maybe people equate to as that was a good game or a good performance because people look at points and rebounds. But there's ways that they can impact us and make our team so much better. If you're a perimeter shooting team, then have a big guy that can get out of a ball screen and run the rim to force somebody to tag him so you can play behind it. There's just things that we can do, I think, better. But I would say primarily just play to your size. And if we do that, then we'll be much improved.
Why do you think the assess why the assist numbers were so low against Texas, and how do you fix it?
Well, I haven't analyzed it like this. What do we have, 6? Well, the biggest reason our 6 numbers were low is because of this. We probably only made how many baskets? So, if you don't make baskets, then your assist numbers are going to be obviously lower. And I don't know what we make, 17, 18 baskets. I don't even know. 20. So yeah, that's still low. That's 30%. So, but the whole thing is where you usually get your assists though, Kenitra, are obviously when you get shots off the catch, and we missed 20 shots basically off the catch from behind the arc, where those potentially could be assists. Where against West Virginia they were. And then the other thing is you got to be able to throw it to your bigs and have them make a basket. And so, we're not going to be a team that probably averages, 15 assists a game. That's probably not going to happen, although we could certainly get that in certain games. And that's fine. I don't believe last year's team did either. But we're not a great passing team. But I think the thing that we haven't done very well is, at least the other day, is we didn't create opportunities to get baskets. For instance, I'll give you a great example. Early in the game, we're down 17-12 or 17-14. I think it's 17-12. Ochai penetrates middle, hits Jalen in the corner for an uncontested 3, nobody within 15 feet from him. But he wasn't under control and ends up being a charge and a turnover as opposed to instead of 3 and assist. There are things like that we can tighten up, and I don't think that's going to that part's not going to be near as difficult as just guys making some shots.
Hey, the team overall has not shot a high percentage just around the rim as far as layups and stuff like that. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know who asked the first question about that. We don't have guys that play above the rim. We don't have guys that play above the rim, and we don't have probably the quality of layup shooters as we've had in the past. And we don't have Frank and Devontae and Devon was a great layup shooter. But I would say that as much as anything. And I think a lot of times our shot selection is poor too. You drive in there, guys, and if you shoot a layup and you force help, it's not only a good shot if you miss it, because now you have rotation rebounding because the big guy left to go guard the guard, and we're not taking advantage of those. We had an opportunity to start the game. We got an uncontested dunk, to start the game off of that exact thing you're talking about. We drove the ball came off the rim because they went to help, and then we missed the uncontested dunk. Those are the things that I think are correctable and aren't that far off, but we're certainly not getting. Last year, for instance, if you leave Doak, they throw it up. If you don't leave Doak, you got great layup shooters, and we just haven't quite taken advantage of that like we did in last year.
Got time for one more.
Hey, Bill, if Marcus can't go, would Juans' role be most affected? Would you anticipate?
Oh, yeah, no question. Well, Bryce is out. So if Marcus can't go, Juan may play 40 minutes in that particular situation. So, yeah, his role will definitely be impacted in a very favorable way for him if that's the case. Of course, we hope it's not the case. We hope we have both. But if we don't, that's what we'll do.
How equipped do you think he would be to take that on?
How equipped?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that he's, 9 games in or 10 games into his career that he's equipped to say, okay, go win on the road by yourself with no backup. I don't know how many guys are like that, but he's ready. I mean, he's ready to have a huge impact and play. You know, that's the thing about our game the other day and our sport is we didn't see, when we tasted our own blood, we didn't react very well. When we got punched in the mouth against Gonzaga, we reacted right. We didn't play well, but still, it's a one-possession game with 9 minutes left, and your most effective player was on the bench with 4 fouls. We put ourselves in a position because we grinded and we fought, and we didn't do that the other day. Not in the same way that. And I'm not saying because we didn't try. I'm saying we weren't turned up enough to understand, guys. Okay, hey. 12's plenty. We can't give them any more. And then against Gonzaga, we didn't give them more. And then it gave us some momentum. Against Texas, we did give them more, and then it kind of deflates you. I thought our effort was very evident by maybe the score of the game the other day, where I didn't feel that against Gonzaga. They wanted to grind and play regardless. I think that DeJuan, we didn't see the best of him the other day. I think that he fell into that same category like all the other guys. And that's something that I think somebody asked a question earlier, from a leadership standpoint and everything. I really didn't see anybody huddling the guys up when things were going south. I really didn't see that energy level of okay, guys, we screwed this up. How are we going to get out of it? I really didn't feel that the other day. It was a weird vibe. It really was. It was a weird vibe to me in the game, in the building. And I think Texas had most to do with it, though.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Okay, guys. See you tomorrow.